Alright, so a lot of people have been talking to me, they've been DMing me, they've been commenting on my videos. I made a video yesterday where I talked about the community's response to everything, because it's like, that's been my comments, like literally over everything. It's been a lot of people that were like kind of mad about it. In that video, I actually was more so positive in the aspect that, yeah, she isn't going to be that DPS character. She is that buffer character, which is kind of what she is. In my opinion, after a lot of boss testing, she is a buffer. And people are looking at her as like, oh, attack roll character, that's what I want. And then I was starting to see a much different shift, correct? Because new information was coming out, and I was like, yeah, that seems right, because, you know, that was kind of the case. We were looking at it, I was talking about it on stream also. If you watch my stream, you can go through and I'll find the clip for you. What I was saying, like, damn, why was she hitting like a truck on that stream, huh? And then everyone's like, oh, she's max OL gear, and then she's max duped. And then at the end of the day, after people reached, like, you know, getting very good OL gear and then max dupes, they were like, but my damage is also less. What happened, right? And there were changes. That's what happened. There were changes from what that stream released to what we actually got as a character. So again, so let's say this, the day of the stream, there was a different character that was shown to you. Then the day of the release of the skill kit, that was the character you're getting, correct? So between that time frame, things changed, and that character wasn't much different. And again, it's sort of, we'll talk about it here today. I'm not saying that if we need a buff, if we should get a buff, but I'm going to share this information with you, and you do what you will with this information, correct? Because again, it is true, it's a fact. I've talked to a lot of people that actually have shown me the math, and again, shout out to all the comments that have talked to me, all the people that have DM'd me, all the whales that have sacrificed their well-being of their account for this cause. But again, after all the talking, all the discussions I've had, shout out to everyone for helping me out with this. But I can show this to you and at least talk about it and bring it up to you, right? Because again, this was something that was also posted on Reddit, and I was like, there's no way this is true. I was posting on Reddit yesterday, and I'm like, wait a second, could it be? And then now today, finding out that, yeah, it actually was, that more people got their eyes on it, they did the math, they did the testing, and they're like, yeah, it's different. So let's hop into it, let's check it out real quick. So again, what happened? This was the JP live stream. The JP live stream was different than what we got. We saw a big number here. We were like, oh, that big number is much better, and that's going to be very good. So what happened was, when people saw that big number, they saw the skill kit afterwards, they saw this is a broken, insane character. We have won anniversary best character in the game. That is why people have been saying it. Theory crafters were coping too. Everyone was coping. Literally everyone was like, this character can be game changing. And again, because you're looking at a stream, you saw gameplay, right? You saw gameplay, you saw big number, you saw big skill kit, you're like, this is it, we won, right? And then when you saw big number didn't equal to actually game big number, right? Because again, there's some changes here. So let me first establish the first change, just so you at least are aware of it. First, yes, the character is different for two ways. First, the skill damage is much higher in this actual showcase, and the fire rate is much different. All right, so again, people have already tested it around where this person is you know, getting 100, about 10%, 20% charge. That is the exact thing people have tested, and the same damage this person is getting on stream is the same damage people are getting with pretty much max gear and everything. So that is correct, and actually the game actually has higher damage, if anything, than what the stream shows. But when you kick into her burst and you follow that entire cycle, that damage is much higher. But I also want to establish this, right? When we kick into burst here, which we will, give it a second, we're going to kick into burst. There we go, kicked into burst. Look at how many bullets are being fired, correct? If we were to establish this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, see? It's very slow. People have counted, it's around 15, 16 of these shots that are kicking off. So again, very slow, kicking off, but it's high damage, correct? And when you hit a core hit, you're hitting for insane damage. Upwards of, what is it, 1.9 million, I think it was? Let's see if I can get a quick little pause on it. Apologize for the keyboard in advance. Okay, it's gonna be a little bit clicky. I apologize for that. But yeah, like you can see right there, that was 1.8, which was nuts. If you're gonna hit a core over here, real quick over here, nope, wasn't a core. There you go, look at that, almost upwards of 1.9 million for a core hit. That's nuts, right? But again, is this the character that we got in game? Well, it's not. If I were to hop into the training range for you to show it to you, this is different. And again, they also changed a lot of it. A lot of the kit has changed and stuff like that. We're just gonna run a normal team here. Again, I'm only trying to establish 1 point, right? So obviously the team is not gonna be the same team they're running, right? If I ran the same team, again, I don't have max. It's literally whatever I have is much different. If you max the character and everything, if you had 10 skills, it's gonna be a way different thing. But what I'm trying to establish here is the aspect that you saw that fire rate is half of what you have right now. If we were to look at it here, we're going to buff with her, buff with this, there we go. Again, my damage is dog crap, you can clearly see, but you see how fast the fire rate is. So whatever you saw in that stream is much different. After doing the math, after checking the multiplication of the exact fire rate, and again, people who are very good at testing characters have done this math for me, and again, absolutely shout out to them. But yes, you are losing damage from what this is. I get it. This is 16 shots here. It's much slower, but it's much more damage. We have much more shots but it is still much less damage. You're losing about 35% damage, so it's about 30 to 35% damage is how much you're losing from what we had on this stream to what we have now. Even though you come to the conclusion that yeah, it's much more fire rate, so that means that we're getting more. It's just the damage is such a nullification that it isn't the case, correct? Because if you're hitting 1.9 and people are getting upwards of like 800k, that's still 50% lost, correct? And if you're just doubling the fire rate, you're losing 50%. But after exact calculations, it's around 35%, which could be more. People are saying it could be more. You have to realize that now. So losing that much damage, again, that is why the conclusion is being come to that, yeah, we got kind of gypped here because you looked at a stream, and again, I've never seen that, where you change the kit so heavily from the stream. Usually what the stream is showing to you, it better be released like that. I've never, again, in my own perception, unless they release a statement saying, yes, we've changed this, don't let that gameplay stand. And again, there is a message somewhere here saying this is still in development, so it's subject to change. That's like their way of legally getting past that little thing if they were to change it. But again, you know, I do think that they made a better choice making it a like much faster railgun shot. I think that they definitely understood that, yeah, we kind of want more screen shaking, more, you know, action. That's why they did that. But again, you lost a lot of damage too. So that is what it is. And again, that multiplier that we have for this character, it's just simply abysmal. And I personally think that that also kind of ruins the character. That multiplier is just awful, right? Seeing that on like such a nice kit, it just kind of hurts. But I still think she is a great character. She's a buffer. That's what she is, all right? And I think that after time and, you know, maybe whatever, she will still be an SS, maybe pushing SSS character for a lot of, you know, solo raid, whatever content. It's just people feel that they are, you know, kind of conned in the aspect that they expected to see what that, you know, was on stream to be this. But again, they did change a lot. A lot of this thing over here changed, but again, it's still a 30 to 35% drop in damage. And again, testing everything. People have tested the entire kit and then compared to the footage that we had. And this is hitting for a bit more. This is correct, but you're losing such a big amount here that whatever more this is hitting for, because again, mainly it's like OL gear and max dupes and whatever. This doesn't matter. So you have to like realize that getting a 35% cutoff, and it might be more, right? These are people that I just talked to that have like came up with a number. It could be more. You could be losing how much more damage potentially, right? So again, that's why they're looking at it. Again, this where is it? My favorite thing, 23.67, dude. And when it's max, it's like 27. That is the biggest meme of the century. That's why people are making fun of it also. There's like a Reddit thread, and I think they named the Reddit thread 27.8% final attack. It's like they're all making fun of it. Because it is a very low multiplier. It's like you see all this kit, like all these big things, all these great things, and then this kicks in like the 23.67 or the 27.8 on max. They're like, yeah, what the fudge happened there? But again, do what you want with this information. I'm not telling you to riot and attack the devs and whatever. I'm just saying that that is why people are doing it. So again, both sides are justified in a way of, yes, you know, we got a great buffer character. Can't call her mid, but you could definitely say that, you know, I kind of wanted a what the stream showed us, correct? You could say that. That is still a justified point. But again, I still say that whatever you want to do what you will, right? If you want to let them know, if you want to. If they want to respond to it, they definitely can. But if they meant for this character to be like this, that's how it is, right? And players have also been talking from each community. I have seen a lot of people talking like that are kind of really good at, you know, testing and whatever. And they've all come back with a conclusion that just don't use her as DPS because you're not going to get the DPS you're looking for, right? People were expecting Alice or Scarlet, and more so what they got really is Litter or kind of Dorothy, right? Being, not Dorothy, she's like very damagey, but Litter or any of the support character, like a Blanc, right? You're getting like a Pilgrim level Blanc because she's just insanely buffing, correct? That's what she does. So again, to each their own, do what you want with this information. I just wanted to share it with you after a lot of checking, a lot of comments, a lot of everything I've gone through. Shout out to all the people that have found this information, all the Reddit threads, all the videos on this being posted. Yes, you guys all literally came up with like a very, very true point, but yeah, thank you again for all the help in the video also by everyone that kind of helped. There's so many people, I'm trying to name them all, but there's so many, but thank you all, and yeah, take care.